The Way Back Home by Oliver Jeffers. Hi Year 5 and welcome to your second storytime video. Today we are reading The Way Back Home by Oliver Jeffers. Look in the front cover there. Can you guess what this book might be about? And what might happen? And who it's about? I can see two characters shaking hands there. They're both smiling, so I think that they might make friends. This one here has antennae and is green, so I'm going to guess that they're an alien. And this one is wearing a flight helmet. So I think they've travelled somewhere and they're going to end up going back home. Now I've chosen Oliver Jeffers because I really like the illustrations as well as the things that he writes about. Once there was a boy. And we already know something about this boy. We can see that he likes adventures, and I can tell that because of this boat right here in this suitcase. And one day he was putting his things back in the cupboard. He found an aeroplane. He didn't remember leaving it there, but he thought he'd take it out for a go right away. So he does not like to wait. And that's him getting ready. You can see that helmet again. The plane lifted off the sky and off the ground and up into the sky. Higher and higher and higher. Have a look there. The pictures of the sky are very different. Why might that be? And what do you know about the Earth's atmosphere and the layers? Suddenly, the plane spluttered. It had run out of petrol. Where might he crash? Where might he end up? What do you think? Now the boy was stuck on the moon. What was he to do? What would you do if you were stuck on the moon? Looks to me like it's not that far to Earth. And he was all alone and afraid, and soon his torch began to go out. The author makes us feel really quite nervous and anxious, especially with this picture. Up in space, someone else was in trouble too. His engine had broken down. And have a look who that is. And steering the ship towards a flicker of light, he landed on the moon with a bump. Why would he go towards the beam of light? Both the boy and the Martian could hear noises in the dark and both feared the worst. And what do you think the noises really were? But as their eyes got used to the dark, they both realised they'd met someone else in trouble. And they weren't alone anymore. And you can see how they feel. That's that picture from the front again. They feel pretty relieved and in the green zone there. The boy showed the Martian his empty petrol tank, and the Martian showed the boy his broken engine. Together they thought of ways to fix their machines and how to get them both back home. What are some ways they come up with, and how do they communicate? I see they're using a lot of body language and facial expressions, and they're working together. I particularly like the boy's rocket feet there. The boy jumped down to Earth to get the things they would need, right down into the sea, and swam towards home. But by the time he got there, the boy was tired out, so he just sat in his favourite chair just to catch his breath. What do you think might happen? His favourite programme was just starting, and he settled down to watch. Now the author makes us feel a little bit of panic and anxiety there. Has the boy forgotten about the alien? You can see in the words and in the text how we start to think, what about the alien? as it's waiting patiently, looking at its watch there, feeling all alone. Suddenly, he remembered what he should be doing and rushed off to the cupboard to get what he needed. He ran outside and shouted, but there was no reply. He couldn't be heard. What do you think he would do? Do you think he should give up there? Do you think he is the type of boy who gives up? No, he perseveres. The boy climbed to higher ground, called again, and waited. And what do you think is going to happen? This time, a rope was lowered. The boy began to climb and the Martian began to pull, and soon the boy was back on the moon. The boy fixed up the Martian's engine with the right spanner, and the Martian filled the boy's petrol tank. They worked together in lots of different ways there and collaborated. They said goodbye and thanked each other for their help, and wondered if they'd ever meet again. How do they feel there? Look at their faces and their body language. Think about how you would feel. You look a little bit in the blue zone. After a long night, they were both finally off the moon. And the boy went one way and the Martian went another, both on their way back home. There isn't any more text in the story. That's the end of the text. So how do you feel about that ending? I know for me, I feel a little bit kind of down about that ending. They're not going to see each other again. They finally found someone that's just like them, and they may never see each other again. However, there is one final page. Think about what's happening here. And if you were going to write text for that final page, how would you end the story? Now for your task, you're either going to write an alternative ending on Seesaw, you can upload it to the blog, or you're going to write the text for this page. I hope you're enjoying the sunshine.